We'll see if this is actually feels slower. Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, we're going to be going over a 2022 Ford Expedition Max in the limited package with the Stealth package. Pretty exciting video. First and foremost, so a huge shout out and thank you to the Larry Miller Ford Lincoln here in Provo for giving me some time with this Expedition. This is actually a demonstrator vehicle, so if you want to drive the new Expedition, they have this, which is pretty cool. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below as well. Let's get into the review. Under the hood, we have a twin-turbo 3.5-liter V6 that goes through a 10-speed automatic transmission, fuel economy 16 around town, and then 22 on the highway, with power outputs being 400 horsepower and then 480 pound-feet of torque. Now let's go over the front end of this Expedition Limited with the Stealth package. So first off, you can see here, we've got the Expedition logo that's all blacked out. And then we have the Expedition hood that's similar to the F-150 hood. So notice it's raised on either side and then it's kind of flat there in the center. And see this metallic paint in the sunlight here, looks fantastic. And then we've got these C-shaped LED accent lights with the reflector LEDs for the lights themselves. And then notice it's all blacked out here in the center. We've got the darkened Ford logo there with the camera at the bottom, and then fog light here off to the side, parking sensors here on the front end with tow hooks as well, and then notice that's all blacked out. And yeah, from a front end perspective, I think it looks great here. Coming around the side here, we've got 285mm tires wrapped around 22-inch wheels in the front and over in the rear as well. And then you can see from a design perspective, these wheels actually remind me of the wheels on the Mustang Mach-1. So you've got the silver ring here on the outside, blacked out in the center, and we have the red brake calipers, and just all of that together again reminds me of the Mustang Mach-1. Notice here with the parking sensor, and then you can see kind of here on the fender, and then notice the mirror has been blacked out, and then we actually do have some chrome trim here at the bottom of the window. And then we take a few steps back, you can see here with the side profile, and again this is the Max, so it is a little bit longer, and then the side steps are actually also blacked out, so it kind of blends in with the overall package. Here's our key fob. Notice we've got our unlock, lock, remote start, and then the opening here for the hatch. Press that twice and she'll pop right open. And let's pop here into the rear. So you notice first off, you've got storage space underneath that. And even with the third row folded up, you've got quite a bit of storage space. But if you want to fold that down, you got these controls here on the side. So this is for the third row, this is for the second row. Third row you can fold up and down. With that, second row you can only fold down. So just understand that. Got a 12-volt here off to the side. And yeah, I mean, again, super spacious, super practical. And then when you're done, just press this here at the top and, well, boom. Now let's finish things up here with the rear. So you can see the new stylized LED taillights. I definitely love the look of these. So the actual like taillight housing itself is pretty much the same. It's just that this portion right here from a design perspective, they've changed. So what I'm saying is like, same as before, but then that is different. Hopefully that makes sense. Blacked out badges here on the back end as well. And then notice parking sensors here at the bottom, and then a bezel that covers the receiver hitch. And then that chrome trim actually wraps all the way around, which is pretty interesting. And then notice we got the rails there at the top, and there you go. Now here's the door panel in the rear. You can see here with the red stitching and then all of the padding on that. And then actually down below, and then I love the door handle here. One of the speakers for the sound system. And then here are these seats again with the red stitching. Notice it's perforated here in the center portion. And then again with the side step. Got a grab handle too. There is legroom. There's headroom. And then you can see here with the cup holders. And then also got heated seats here for the rear. We've got the climate controls here for the rear as well, and then charging outlets. And we've got these really bulky armrests, which is definitely nice. We're gonna move that up so we can pop the third row. Do-do-do, do-do-do. Ah! Now here in the third row, you can fit adults back here pretty comfortably. Oh, gotta move that. What I will say is this seat is pushed back pretty far. Notice that's like more normal for legroom. But else we have this for the seats. And then you can see here for the little charging, and then got a cup holder and some nice storage space. To the front we go! Now here's the front door panel. Again, you can see here with the padding and the stitching, and then down below, and then the metallic trim that goes across. And again, I love the look of the door handle. All of our window controls here with the mirrors that do power fold in, and then the functions for the memory seats. And then we do have blind spot warning there for the mirror. And you can see one of the speakers for the Bang & Olufsen sound system. Then here are the front seats again with the stitching that's in red, perforated here in the center. You can see the adjustments there on the side. Pedal layout just down below. We've got our pedal adjustment here with the parking brake. We've got light controls, and then notice for the seats, throw them down, and then to open up the hatch, and then with all of the stitching and padding right there. Steering wheel's power adjustable. Let's pop in. So here is our steering wheel. First off, you can see here again with the padding all around, and we've got more of that red stitching, and then you've got like the gray trim here in the center. Controls here for the center stack. We do have adaptive cruise control. We've got volume controls as well. Turn signal, windshield wiper stock, and well, there's a steering wheel. Now here's the center digital gauge cluster. I think it looks absolutely fantastic from an aesthetic perspective. It's just definitely cool and unique. And there's a bunch of different menus you can scroll through, see different bits of vehicle information. But we do have some drive modes to go through. Normal, slippery, sand, mud ruts on the one side. Then we have our eco, then we have our sport, and then our tow haul. And I don't know, I love the animations that they've done with this. It's definitely cool. And you just flip through it and it's just like super quick in terms of like how it actually responds with the animations. And there you go. It is incredibly difficult to get this entire infotainment system into frame because it is so massive. First off, we press the little Expedition there at the top. Notice that we can go into like the camera, for example, does have a front camera. And if we pop it into reverse, got the backup camera, right? And notice we do have that bird's eye view, and there's different camera viewpoints that you can go throughout from a camera perspective. So what I'm trying to say is it's covered when you go over all the camera stuff with it. Like there's viewpoints everywhere here on the Expedition. Here's another one, for example. So yeah, anyways, moving from that, you got the parking and then valet mode. And then when you're done with that, just press that and it'll take you back to the main infotainment system. Notice you got this pull down menu. Lets you access the Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, for example, the navigation as well. And then the rest of the screen, right, giant radio screen. And then down below here, we've got like the phone and media stuff. And then down below here, we've got stuff for the climate. So we do have heated, cooled seats here for the front. So like if you want to turn on the seats, you just press the seat control and then you drag up or down, whether you want to do heated or cooled. And yeah, that's the big display. We've got analog controls here for like the auto stop, start, hazard light, stability control, and then that is for the front defroster. And then we can see here with this nice trim, and then notice we've got the wireless phone charger in there, some USBs, and then you can see here with the shifter, definitely solid. Got the manual mode. We have a locker as well, plus and minus there for the manual mode. And then our drive mode select, and then drive line. It has 4-wheel auto as well as 4-wheel high, which is important. Hill descent control, and then this is our parking assist. And then just look at the design on this trim. I don't think I've ever quite seen anything like that. And then here's the center console. You can see the storage space within that. And then again, the red stitching. And yeah, they got that trim here for the glove box too. That's cool. And then down below, and then notice here with the 12 volt. And then yeah, with the padding and the stitching here at the top, definitely looks solid. And then popping here to the very top, we do have a full panoramic sunroof with this. And then we got the sunglass holder as well, and then controls for the sunroof. And there you go. So it's quite a bit of glare. It's going to be hard to see the window sticker, but the main thing is this has the Stealth Edition package added to it. 304A is the package group, if you guys are wondering. $84,400 is the total MSRP here on this Expedition Max. And see how it drives. Well, let's talk about visibility quickly before we set off. There's visibility over the HUD. Both mirrors do have blind spot monitoring. And throughout the rest of the rear. And let's set off. So we are setting off here in the Expedition Max Limited Stealth, long name, whatever. Let's talk about how this drives. So I just drove the Navigator before this. And funny enough, there's actually a perceivable difference between them. Now the Expedition rides very smooth, like it's a big full-size SUV, it rides smooth. But the Navigator is actually like, there's a perceivable difference. Like the Navigator is significantly smoother. There's less road noise with that too. So that's cool that you can actually, like if you're driving back to back, you can actually perceive a difference between them. I'm going through the roundabout. Yeah, definitely solid, the handling. I'll actually pop it over into the sport mode. Oops, wrong way. Always go the wrong way. Sport mode, there we go. The thing I've always thought's weird about Ford's dial shifter is, so to move to the left, you twist the dial to the right, and it always messes with my brain. I don't know why they have it designed that way, but that's how they have it designed, and it's so weird to me. I love the animation here with the gauge cluster too in the sport mode. Definitely looks cool. Seat comfort, we'll talk about that. Seat's really comfortable. Again, compared to the Navigator, you know, it's crazy the differences with them. It's like people are like, oh, the Navigator is just a overpriced Expedition, and driving them back to back, it's like, ah, no, there's actually quite a bit going on with that. Nice storage space down there too, I noticed. And in this sport mode, it's popped us into the 4-wheel auto, it looks like. So I'm guessing that's for extra traction so we can get decent acceleration. We'll see if this is actually feels slower. Still quick. So this is supposed to be slower than the Navigator because it's got less horsepower, but they both feel about the same. Yeah, see, it messes with me so much. You twist the dial to the right and it goes to the left through the drive modes. Ford, why did you do it that way? It's so weird. And wow, that is a bright Tesla. That is a bright, flamboyant Tesla. Pink chrome. Man, anyways, let's finish things up here with the Expedition. So first off, ride quality's really nice. Road noise right where it needs to be. Seat comfort's great. It's quick. It's great. And there's an old Expedition. We're flexing on them because we got the new one. So yeah, should you upgrade to this? Here's what I have to say is, it still drives very similar to the previous Expedition, and so it still drives great. You're not really going to get much from that perspective. I mean, this does have really good power though with the limited package and above with the Expedition. What you're gaining is nicer infotainment system, nicer dash, interior looks nicer, exterior looks nicer. So there's some subtle changes. This is, again, more of a heavy refresh than a full redesign, but you know, if you want all the nicer things, it's definitely, it's worth it. It does feel significantly nicer compared to the previous version. I will be doing a comparison video soon, so you guys can see, again, this versus the previous version, limited. But yeah, that's the new Expedition Limited Max Stealth something long name. There you go. That's gonna sum things up for our video on this 2022 Ford Expedition Max Limited with the Stealth package. Again, a huge shout out and thank you to the Larry Miller Ford Lincoln here in Provo for giving me some time with this Expedition. Check out the inventory in the description down below. I'll see all of you in the next video.